The Rundown.
Hi everyone, I'm Susie Sun. Here are your top stories. A Los Angeles federal grand jury has indicted President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, accusing him of tax crimes. Assignment editor Mike Rogers.
Yeah, Susie, Hunter Biden has been charged by a Los Angeles federal grand jury. 9 counts related to tax evasion. 3 of them are felonies. I want to show you my computer here. I've got that federal indictment. We've obtained it. They talk about his failure to pay taxes in 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. They also talk about how he had the funds to do it, saying, quote, each year in which he failed to pay his taxes, the defendant had sufficient funds available to him to pay some or all of his outstanding taxes when they were due, but he chose not to pay them. Notably in 2020, well after he had regained his sobriety and when he finally filed his outstanding 2016, 2017, and 2018 tax forms, the defendant did not direct any payment toward his tax liabilities for each of those years. It goes on to say at the same time, the defendant spent large sums to maintain his lifestyle from January through October of 2020. Again, he is now indicted on those 9 charges. 3 of them are felonies. Those have to do with the tax evasion as well as the lying on his tax documents. They claim that once he finally did file those documents, that he falsified some of the information on them. We're going to, of course, continue to follow this story. But again, Hunter Biden, the son of President Joe Biden, now indicted on federal charges from a Los Angeles federal grand jury. Susie?
Mike, thank you so much. And tonight, LMU law professor Jessica Levinson spoke about the seriousness of the new charges.
So these are serious charges, and we have flipped from misdemeanors to felonies. John, you and I talked about when the deal unraveled, when the plea deal unraveled, that he was being offered the ability to plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges of failure to pay his taxes for 2017 and 2018. Now we have many more counts. Now they are more serious. And now what really caught my eye is that in this 56-page indictment, we have right up front 4-year scheme to avoid taxes. We have the much more serious language of filing false statements. We have more serious detailed allegations like failure to process these payments from his company. We have a long bit of history here about his extravagant lifestyle and his income.
And be sure to stay with CBS News Los Angeles all night for the latest on the Hunter Biden indictment. We have new video tonight of the moments a police officer in Las Vegas confronted and killed a man on a deadly rampage at UNLV. Officials identifying the shooter as 67-year-old Tony Polito, a former college professor who was denied a job at the university. He killed 3 faculty members in the business school building, including Patricia Navarro-Velez, an assistant professor of accounting, and Cha John Jerry Chang, who taught management information systems. The 3rd victim has not been identified yet. A 4th has life-threatening injuries. Investigators say before the suspect went to the campus yesterday, he mailed letters to 22 teachers he had on a target list. One of those letters had an unknown white powder inside.
What we're asking is that if anybody in the education world receives a letter with a no return address that is taped, we ask you to proceed with caution and contact your local authorities. Of particular attention from the ones that have been addressed are those at Carolina and UNLV.
Sheriff McMahill also said the suspect did not target students, but he believes he very well may have if police had not stopped his rampage. We'll have much more on the investigation ahead on KCAL News at 8. Well, Ventura County Sheriff's officials have arrested 3 men believed to be involved in a pursuit and retail theft incident. Investigators say last Monday they arrested Carlos Hernandez and Moses Lopez after a chase. Officials had tried to conduct a traffic stop for an equipment violation, but the suspects took off. Officials say they found $5,000 worth of stolen goods inside the car. They then arrested a 3rd suspect, Roberto Gomez, on Friday after conducting a search warrant at an Oxnard barber shop. All 3 suspects in custody awaiting trial now. The stolen merchandise was returned to the stores in the Camarillo premium outlets. Well, turning now to your weather, a chilly and windy night for many tonight, including the Grapevine. And it's a similar story along our coast. Places like Long Beach also experiencing gusty conditions. Danny Roberti is tracking all the advisories and warnings for us tonight in your next weather forecast. Hi, Danny.
Hey, Susie, and good evening, everyone. Yeah, we have wind advisories, high wind warnings all across the map, and it's because those winds are ramping up, and they already started late this afternoon. Take a look at some of our wind gusts right now, anywhere from about 15 to 25 miles per hour. Stretching from Simi Valley over to Santa Clarita into Lancaster and Burbank. And this is going to be the name of the game as we go into this evening. So let's take a look at some of those warnings and advisories. You can see our weather alert map is lighting up right now, and I want to bring you into some of these areas to keep you prepared going into the next couple days, because the big story, it's going to be the wind. So we have wind advisories in place. Now, these aren't our Santa Anas. These are these winds that came behind that cold front that moved through late last night into early this morning. And so you can see they're coming out of the north. So this is impacting our west-facing beaches of LA County. So you see that through Santa Monica, Manhattan Beach, over into Long Beach and Torrance. And we could see gusts between 30, 40 miles per hour. It also includes the Santa Clarita, San Fernando valleys. And I'll also bring you right over here. We've got that in Malibu, Calabasas, Woodland Hills, Encino, and also the Pacific Palisades, where we're dealing again tonight, gusts between 30, 40 miles per hour. And on top of that, the strongest winds will be through our Ventura County mountains, where we could see some gusts up to 70 miles per hour. I mean, that is wild. So winds are ramping up tonight. Tomorrow, it's going to be another day like today. We're going to be in the 60s, temperatures pretty close to normal, but feeling a lot cooler than earlier this week. On top of that, winds are going to die down during the day. Not for long, though. The Santa Anas make a comeback this weekend. That's going to lead to high fire danger, and it is going to turn warmer and dry going into our weekend, so temperatures are going to be on the rise. You can see this evening, 7 o'clock going into about 10 o'clock, strongest winds through our Ventura County mountains. That also stretches down to our west-facing beaches of LA County, and so things are going to be blustery going into tonight. Look at that through Torrance, also in Long Beach, where we're dealing with gusts up to about 20 miles per hour. So winds tonight, a break tomorrow, more winds this upcoming weekend. We're going to break down the timing of those Santa Anas, and we'll take a look at your 7-day forecast to help you plan out your weekend. That's coming up at 8 o'clock. Susie.
The first night of Hanukkah is underway, and earlier today, LA Mayor Karen Bass joined other leaders to light a menorah that was pulled from the ashes of a Polish synagogue during World War II. The menorah will be displayed in the City Hall Rotunda throughout the 8 days of Hanukkah. Be sure to stay with CBS News Los Angeles for more Hanukkah celebrations across Southern California. And don't forget, our Chips for Kids toy drive is underway. If you'd like to donate a new unopened toy, here are some drop-off locations for you across Southern California. And you can also donate online by scanning that QR code on your screen, or going to chipsforkids.com, or by texting toys to 76278. And tomorrow, you can join Amy Johnson and Ross Palumbo at our next in-person toy drive. It's at the Walgreens on Ventura Park Road in Thousand Oaks from 10 a.m. until 6:30 p.m. So be sure to come on by, say hello, and drop off a new unwrapped toy for a child in need. Well, this has been the CBS News Los Angeles The Rundown. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back live for KCAL News at 8 and here on CBS News Los Angeles.